Hello and welcome everyone to the Sri Lanka Esports Nationals. I'm your caster, Nightblade, and with me is HSW. Hi, HSW.
Hi Abdul, hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm doing good. And just a quick introduction to the Sri Lankan Esports Nationals. It's organized for the World Connected series of the Global Esports Federation. So basically, the team that wins the nationals is going to be qualified for um, uh, the first ever global esports games that's organized by GEF, and they will be going in person from the 17th to 19th of December in Singapore. They will be having the tournament, which is the global esports games. So this is the qualifier for that, basically. Um,
Okay.
so it's been a while since we've had a lot of Dota 2 tournaments and stuff. So how are you expecting this to go, Sanjay?
With the international coming to an end, I'm hoping to see a lot of strats which are circulated around the international. A lot of
Yeah,
Magnus, maybe
I
sewage into
mean,
the fountain.
there has not been a patch yet, right? After
There
the
has not been
international,
a
like they
patch yet.
normally do.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. And of course, there are four teams that have been qualified to the semifinals here. The four teams are going to be Maximum Esports V and D, which is Vicious and Delicious, LGN
Okay.
Solon Esports, Royal Patriots, and PNX Team Elite. So those are the four teams that have come through the brackets all the way to the semifinals. And finally, today we will be seeing the first semifinal, which is going to be Vicious and Delicious versus Royal Patriots. So I'm sure HSW, you and I both know Vicious and Delicious, the Beaver squad, basically.
Yeah.
They're a very strong team. So high
Yes.
hopes for them going into this. And also, this is a pre-recorded game. I have not watched the games in anticipation to watch it while casting to get like the proper reactions. Even though I really did want to
Exactly.
watch the games. So yeah, it's gonna be a treat for us too. And here, these are the lineups for both the teams. As you can see, it's mostly people we know about. Torch, Beaver, uh, a lot of good players in both the teams. So it's going to be a very exciting game to watch. And before we start, just a quick shout out to all our sponsors, which is the main sponsor for this tournament will be Dialogue, who has stepped in to support the Sri Lanka Esports Association and the national esports teams. Um, they provide connectivity for the entire nation from 4G and now all the way to 5G. So they're doing a very good job helping us gamers with our connections. And a Dialogue Gaming also powering some of Sri Lankan's biggest gaming project, this being one of them. So a big thank you to Dialogue for helping us gamers out in this field. Also, ASUS ROG is the official gaming laptop partner. And ROG is the sub brand dedicated to creating the world's best gaming hardware and software. Has been unveiled as the official gaming laptop partner of the national esports team of Sri Lanka. So that's a very nice backup for the team that is going to Singapore in December.
Yeah.
They'll have
Yeah.
ROG backup for them. uh, yeah, and obviously, Sleza is the one that's organizing this tournament, the Sri Lanka Esports Nationals, and its strategic partner will be Gamer.LK, helping out along the way. Yeah, and so now we will be heading straight into the game, guys. It'll be V and D versus.
Yeah. Okay. So as we can see, there are some a good pickups coming up from both the teams. Ember Spirit, a hero that has been played quite well in the international. Grimstroke, Pangolier, Lion, Lifestealer is a very strong carry hero these days. But you know, the Radiant team also has Royal Patriots also has a good lineup here with the Epicenter, Static Storm, with the Vipers, Nether Toxin, and they have a pretty decent team fight lineup. Eventually when the Invoker gets maybe a Scepter later with the Cataclysm as well. So
Yeah,
let's
I'm
jump
back.
into the
Sorry,
game. Yeah.
disconnected
Okay.
for just a second there.
Yeah, it's
Right,
fine. I was
I'm
just
back.
explaining about the Ember picks and the team fight potential
Right.
from Radiant with the
Yeah,
epicenter
yeah,
static storm cataclysm as well.
yeah. They have a decent. They have a lot of decent team fight from Invoker, Sand King, Disruptor, but of course the cores are very single target focused. And unfortunately, they can get a little bit kited by the Pango and the Ember Spirit, as well as the Grimstroke in this game. Ursa really does not like this Grimstroke hero when he leashes him to someone else. So
Yes, exactly. And with
they
the
have,
Grimstroke
yeah,
shard, or that maybe the scepter also, it's gonna be pretty interesting to see that illusion being coming out as well
yeah.
if the
The
game
illusion's
goes a
not
little
gonna
late.
be. It's not gonna be super duper strong because there are no like super stat heavy heroes on the Radiant team. But it is gonna
Yeah.
be. It is very good item nonetheless. You know, it's still a very good item. I think I'm not sure how they're planning to lane this, but um, it looks like it might be a Grimstroke 4, so you might not see that. I think it's gonna be Pango offline, so
Yeah, it is gonna be
probably
a
be.
Pango offlane.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
As a
yeah.
four
So
position, I think you can focus more on the items instead of
yeah, yeah,
getting the wards and everything. So
of course, of
I
course.
think if he
But
positions
I
himself,
think if the game goes that long, right? Then
yeah,
I think it's always Dyer's game because I think the Ursa lineup has to abuse this timing that they have when Ursa gets strong. Ursa
yeah,
is a lot pretty strong going into the late game, but he doesn't have the backup. He doesn't like the Sand King doesn't scale very well. The Viper doesn't scale very well. Meanwhile, on the Dire team, the Lifestealer, Ember, as well as Pango all scale very well into late game. So if it does reach the point where Grimstroke gets his scepter, I think it's already over.
yeah. It is already over. And yeah,
Yeah,
as you might have noticed, Ember Spirit trying to scout out that mid ward, trying to run into the trees. Unfortunately, it's
yeah.
not. He placed it after he actually walked into it, so they placed the sentry somewhere else, and that's no gold for you, Disruptor, I guess.
Yeah. So then we'll see. Just going into this lane, it looks like the lane for Ursa is gonna be not too bad. I don't think he's gonna have a very difficult time here, especially with the disruptor support. You can get some good harass onto the Lion because Lion is not really the best laning hero. So I think Ursa is gonna have a pretty decent lane, as well as the Sand King lane does look like it's gonna be okay. Lifestealer, he's okay against Sand King, but um, they have to make some plays early on the Sand King with the Sentry Ward if they want to really shut him down. And so far, I don't see
Yeah,
uh, any real vision being put down. And I don't think Lifestealer does have an Orb of Venom either, which is pretty useful actually in this lane. I've played this lane
yeah,
multiple times, and you want that Orb of Venom on the Lifestealer to try and get the kills onto the Sand King.
yeah. And the Orb of Corrosion also, I think it's quite a good item here.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's
And
a good
what
lane
do
for
you think about the
Lifestealer.
mid?
I think.
Yeah, what
Mid
do you think
matchup,
about the mid
yeah.
matchup?
Mid matchup
Ember
is, I
versus
think, it's
Viper.
just a farm fest, right? Nobody's really gonna get kills. Everyone's just gonna farm. Unless Ember makes a mistake, I think the lane is very just farm heavy, right? Ember's gonna pull creeps, farm the creeps, and Viper's just gonna stay back. And I mean, Viper can do two things here. He can control the wave, and he can try to harass the Ember and not let him farm at all. But that's always difficult with just creep aggro. Another thing
Yeah,
Viper can do is he can just push the lane with Nether Toxin, but clearly his skill build opts to harass the Ember Spirit down. But I don't think Ember minds this actually. I think Ember's okay with this completely. He doesn't
yeah,
want to farm under. He doesn't want to really farm under tower because after farming under tower, it's hard for him to just go to the small camp and farm also in the early stages. So he has to just
yeah,
wait for the creep wave every time. Whereas Viper can actually go to the small camp and farm with the Nether Toxin, even early. So I think Ember really likes what's going on right now.
yeah. But there might be a possibility if the lion, plays like very, very, like his positioning is really good in this game. It's gonna be a tough lane for probably maybe the disruptor once Pango maybe reach like level 4 or something.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Disruptor will have to play safe as soon as Pango gets his javelin. If he even is going for that, he might go Orb of Corrosion javelin even. But I'm not I'm not sure what he's exactly going, but it depends usually. And they're going on the Sand King, but as you can see, it's kind of difficult without. I don't know. Grimstroke should have got his, I think, third skill there. It would have been probably resulted in a kill rather than the silence on the
Yeah.
Sand King.
Lion missing the impel on the bot lane as well. So both teams
Yeah,
trying
no
to do
aggression. Yeah,
no aggression. Just it's just a farm game for them.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And you can see the last.
Viper
You see, Lifestealer
eventually.
having a good time on the top lane
Yeah.
as well as the Ursa. And we can see the Viper, even though he has this matchup advantage in the first few levels, his Ember Spirit is just doing completely fine. And usually
Yeah.
you don't want the Ember Spirit to be doing fine. That's not a good sign for the Radiant
Yeah.
team.
I think he's spamming his side of fist, in securing last
Yeah,
hits.
yeah. I mean,
Every
at
lane
this point
creep,
he
I
has
think is.
yeah. I mean, at this point he has enough levels where he can keep sleight of fisting. But if Viper just kept pushing the lane out with Nether Toxin levels, he wouldn't have had this problem. So yeah, I think that's a slight mistake in the skill build in the laning phase for the Viper. And we can see Viper
He's
with the level 1 Toxin just farming the small camp whenever he can, which is very good for him.
Yeah. So
Ember
like
also
Ember is
yeah,
farming
started
that
doing.
lane as well. So
Yeah, yeah. Just gonna
I
be
think
even farm for
Grimstroke.
both teams.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Grimstroke should actually get a sentry, or maybe just a casual. Oh, they do have a sentry on the top lane,
Yeah, but
but
it's weirdly placed. Yeah.
yeah, the lane's getting pushed a bit with they're going on the life stealer. Will they be able to capitalize on it?
Oh.
No, they
Very
don't.
good
They
play by the
can't get
Invoker
the
there.
kill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this might be the first
Invoker,
bloodless.
yeah, yeah. So Invoker made a very good play there where he dispelled the Grimstroke third skill.
Yeah,
He
with
dispelled
the
the Ink
tornado.
Spell, so yeah, with the tornado. So
Bot
you
lane
have to be
lion might go down
careful
as well.
because no, I think he's fine. Pango might need a little bit of help here actually. Ursa could man up here. Oh, okay. He does. He jumps a bit too early there, but it's okay. Yeah. So basically, in the top lane, when the way they use the Ink Spell is they have to use it with rage. Otherwise, it's impossible to hit. Um, yeah. Like as soon as the tornado's coming to him, that's the only time he can rage usually. On the Lifestealer, which is the way to
Yeah,
counter that Invoker Dispel, but they didn't really use it to their advantage there. Oh, and again, they might be going on to the Sand King here. See the Cold Snap, he removed it with the Rage, but he's just gonna get back. Very passive game so far, just a double kill on the top lane. Only thing that's happened. Nice pull here from the Lion.
yeah.
It's gonna make the lane go into the Pango's favor. Pango really likes the lane to be near him for the first 10 minutes of the game. Makes his game a lot easier.
Yeah, and in the mid lane also there's nothing much. They're just farming the small camp, just pushing the wave, and then going back to farming the small camp. However, not sure what rune they have here. Usually at 6 minutes, if the rune they get a double damage or maybe a haste rune is when the mid laners rotate.
Yeah,
But
I
I
think
don't
there's just a
think
lot of regen being exchanged between both the teams so far.
yes. Top
Gonna
lane they
infest
did
into the
try to
creep.
go on the Sand
Yeah.
King.
They're gonna keep going.
Oh, but the body blocks coming out from the Invoker. I don't think. Oh, they do catch the Sand King from that Ink's stroke of fate.
Yeah.
That is very unfortunate. I think he got clipped at the very end of it, and it deals more damage too when it hits more creeps.
Yeah. It's just yeah, he was low anyway, so he would have died. They are going on to the Pango
Okay.
now, a little bit. I mean, Disruptor might be out of position here. He gets disarmed, but it doesn't slow anymore. Pango does have a W up soon. Stun misses, but the Disruptor should. He has a glimpse there, but he's gonna die to the lion. Pango does get the last hit
Yeah,
in, but
I
the
feel
enrage from Ursa going on to the Pango here. The slow being put down. Needs one more hit. He does get it. Gets the Pango as well. The stun coming out from the lion. Will the lion be able to go on the Ursa here? He might. Oh, there's the stick. He needs like another 5 hits. He might not get it here. 1, 2, no. he's just gonna get out.
Yeah. And Disruptor was holding that glimpse for a long time. He could have glimpsed
Yeah,
the Pangolier away as soon as he swashbuckled in, but he opted to
yeah,
hold it for a long time. Maybe it's
yeah.
because to get for the Ursa to gap close. Mid
Yeah,
lane
maybe he was
again,
just
we
trying to bait
see.
for the Ursa to come. Yeah.
Yeah, mid lane again. The Viper tried to Viper strike the Ember Spirit, but he jumps to the Remnant.
Yeah, there's no way none of these heroes are gonna die, I think. Unless Ember somehow chases the Viper down. Oh, there's a glimpse onto the Lion here, Hex onto the Ursa. Ursa's gonna get kited for the duration of this fight. He's kind of low. He doesn't
He
have his
doesn't have
ulti,
Enrage
so
as well.
yeah, but he's gonna get the kill onto the Pango. Pango very squishy early. After a few stacks, oh, we might see a go onto the top lane here onto the Invoker, but the nice epicenter used from the Sand King onto the Grimstroke takes him down, and the Infest is gonna make the Lycilla able to just run away. A nice play coming out from Sand King. They're turning that initiation around.
Yeah, these days, disruptors, they tend to max their first skill to harass more in the lane instead of the glimpse. Here also you can
Yeah,
see
I
has
think
picked up two
they just
points.
get 2 levels. They just get 2 levels, I
Yeah, two
think. Not
points.
more than that.
Let's
Yeah,
see
yeah,
let's see if he opts to go for the third level, like after levels
yeah,
at level 7 or something.
yeah. Because they still need the glimpse early, I think. I think that spell is just way too good not to max. The range is just way too good.
And it's a very good way to catch the Pango and the Ember here
Yeah,
if they
yeah.
can time it
Oh,
perfectly.
going top lane onto the Lycilla. He does have mana to rage, so he's gonna rage onto the Sand King. Sand King's gonna get slowed by the Stroke of Fate as well. There is gonna be the Inkswell immediately dispelled by the Invoker. Sand King's gonna survive for a little bit longer, but Sand King goes back into fight, and that he pays for that. Grimstroke might go down to one more hit from Invoker. He walks back in. He dies to the Invoker,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
the creep
And yeah,
gave enough vision.
and there's just gonna be a pause for now. Uh, I think there was some issue during the game back then.
Not to mention this Invoker is a Grandmaster tier Invoker.
Yeah, yeah. Grandmaster Invoker player. So yeah, you can clearly see by the way he uses his tornado on the Inkswell that he keeps removing the Inkswell immediately. Has a good understanding of the matchup, and you can see how he's forcing the Lycilla to use Rage on Cold Snap, and then uh,
Yeah, using his
using
EMP tornado combo.
Tornado to remove the Inkswell after that. Yeah. Oh, we
Bot
see a go
lane.
onto the bot lane. Ursa juking out the Pango. Pango does have stick charges to keep himself alive though, so he does manage to get out. Invoker TPing to the bot lane as well, but I don't think they're gonna get a kill here. Not just not right now. They might try to set up for something on the bot lane. Invoker is positioning himself. I think Ursa's also at half HP. Invoker also pretty low, so they might not make a
Yeah.
go here. Let's see what happens. The Lion is alone for now. They might make a go on him. Disruptor's in the area as well. No, they're just chilling in this bot lane on the supports, not really making any moves.
I mean, compared to Ursa, Pango is a bit uh, underfarmed, I would say, in
Yeah,
last advice, but I
yeah.
think he's doing decent in the lane.
No, I mean, Pango he has died twice now, so his lane is pretty much over. I think all he can do now is try to get kills with finger now, and that's what he'll probably try to do with his role. Lion has. Oh, they might be going on Lion here. And Tornado EMP. Ursa gets hexed here. Is he going to get kited? He's going to get kited quite a bit here. Lion is slowed. I mean, he's cold snapped, so he is going to stay back and take the brunt of this gank. Viper TPing in as well, trying to help if there was more backup for the Lion, but there was not, so they're just going to push the lane now. This gives a
Yeah,
lot of space
and
for the
Viper
Ember to
has
farm. Yeah,
yes, and Viper has boots of travel as well, so he can join fights now constantly. Tipping here and there, making sure to contribute in every fight with that Viper strike and the toxin and
yeah, very
the
lethal
slow from the
combo,
poison attack.
and yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, and Ember Spirit picks up a DD, so that might be a gank. It could even be
Yeah, with
dispelled by the
Lion
Invoker,
Finger.
so let's just see. Yeah.
Yeah, but with Lion Finger and he already has a smoke. I think they're planning
Oh,
on a
there
gank
might be a
somewhere,
fight
but
going
top
on to the
lane.
Sand King here. Sand King being silenced. Rage as well as the Inkswell going on to the Sand King. Sand King is pretty tanky. Viper TP's in. There's going to be a Soulbind onto the two of them. Sand King using Epicenter going on to the Lifestealer. Lifestealer is going to fall. Meanwhile, Sand King goes down to the Ember Spirit. DD coming in. Ember trying to go onto the Viper here. Viper dropping low. He has another slide very soon, but there's a nice tornado from the Invoker to try and stop it, but that's not going to be enough. The Slider Fist coming in from the Ember removes it, and Invoker going down to the Pango roll as well. A nice turnaround coming in from VD.
I think
Then they're
Invoker
gonna,
used the
yeah.
tornado a bit early that fight. If I don't think he scouted out that Ember Spirit had a DD. If not, he would have probably tried to dispel it off.
I mean, he did dispel it off, but it wasn't enough. He just got the slight damage was just too high with the javelin, and then he died.
Yeah, Ember Spirit I think
Unfortunately.
has completed the Maelstrom. They're grouping up probably to smoke
Ember doesn't have
and get
enough
a kill
mana
on
to
the
make a
Ursa.
smoke happen right now, though.
But they
So
still
yeah,
have
they're just gonna be,
fingers and the
yeah,
roll up, so they
yeah,
probably could try with the silence. Of course, when Ursa gets silenced, you can kite him around
yeah.
pretty decently.
As long as Ursa doesn't have his second skill up when Grimstroke silences, it's fine. So they're gonna try and make a play here. Lion going walking, his smoke breaks and he just instantly gets back. Ursa also pings it out. So the smoke gank has not really succeeded very well there. They're just gonna end
Yeah,
up going back to the lane and farming. This does, I mean, Viper, I mean, sorry, Ember hasn't really been pressured this game, so he is going free farming right now. You can see he has the top of the last hits right now. Probably has good net worth as
yeah.
well.
I think Viper has Dragon Lance flying out to him, and he's opting to get an Orchid next, probably to catch the
Okay.
Ember because they don't have
Yeah,
a way of
that's,
lock down, like locking him down.
yeah. I mean, he could have maybe gone Atos as well, but he opts for the Orchid. I think it's good against Lifestealer as well, this Orchid. So I
Yes.
think it might be a little bit better than Atos here. But he has to get kills with this Orchid, otherwise it's not gonna help him scale uh, going into this game because it's not really a farming item. And having this Orchid slash Bloodthorn in your inventory late game is not as useful as the other items these days. Bloodthorn not being really that popular these days.
Yeah. They tried to smoke gank. They're trying actually to smoke gank Ursa again. Pango, Lion, and Grimstroke smoked.
Yeah, they keep smoking
Sanking
into
is
the enemy
very
jungle without wards, and
yeah,
they have to walk up to this high ground without vision, and the smoke keeps breaking. So maybe this time
yeah,
they might get a ward with them before they go to this high ground. See the Pango smoke got broken. He's opting to go in, pops the raindrops on the disruptor, but immediately gets disruptor ulted, and Ursa cleans him up. So smoke gang gone really bad there.
yeah. Sanking is tipping bot to
Oh, glimpse
Sanking
onto
has
the
a blink.
Grimstroke. Back into the fight here. Sanking has TP'd in again, trying to catch someone else, but the Grimstroke does manage to get his Inkswell off. Meanwhile, Lion gets caught in the back line. There's the Soulbind as well. Ember comes in. He's trying to fight. Grimstroke does die in the end. Ember still fighting each other, but does get back with the Remnant. Very messy fight.
Very messy fight. But it was a good fight for the Radiant team. I guess they didn't expect the Sanking. That was, I think, the Sanking blink tag reveal. So they tried to catch different targets there. So Sanking managed to get on top of the Lion and finish him off. Whilst the rest of the heroes, just made sure that Grimstroke did not escape in low health, like TP out or anything.
Yeah.
And immediate
And
static
here we
storm on
see
the
in this
Pangolier.
bot lane. Oh, Sand King misses the stun onto the Ember. That's unfortunate. I don't think he could have ever connected that stun unless he got him before the slide. But it was a good try.
Yeah, Sanking also, Lion also 1,000 gold away from the blink. With that, maybe they can do some kind of a play. He
Yeah, I mean the
does
line
have
blink
his
is
finger.
pretty late. Yeah, it's pretty late. He's supposed to get at least 2 kills by now with his finger and like have his blink dagger by now. But the
Yeah,
every single time they went to smoke, he's been caught. They've been either the smoke has been stopped or they've died. So he's pretty late from his blink. But it doesn't really matter because they, in turn, they've kind of made a lot of space for this life stealer,
life
as well
stealer
as the
and the
ember.
ember.
Yeah,
Yes.
and it's sort of the Radiant team's initiative to pressure. Like the Dire team don't really need to pressure, so they're kind of feeding kills in a way because they don't need to pressure. They can just chill and farm because they know they have a very decent late game. I mean, yeah, they want to get finger kills, but they don't need to smoke
Yeah.
all the way into their jungle.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
this gives
once you
this
get,
gives the Radiant team a lot of hope for them, right? Because they're getting kills while they're not even
yeah,
looking for kills.
yeah. And as soon as Ember gets the scepter, he's gonna just remnant here and there. It's gonna be like with life stealer inside, with the infest bomb, with Pangolier rolling. It's gonna be uh, a lot of damage coming out from the dam.
Yeah, and this Ember Spirit, once he does get, he is going BKB. So once he does get the
Oh, he
BKB, yeah,
he changed it
once
to the BKB.
yeah, it's probably better this game, especially against the Invoker and the Sand King and the Disruptor. If he gets caught in
Yeah.
a static storm, he's just dead, right? So he kind of needs this BKB. Uh, so I like the BKB purchase, and I think he can start pressuring the Radiant team a lot with this power spike he gets with the BKB.
Yeah, and the Dire team had a lot of stacks as well on their ancients, so I think Pango cleared it out a couple of seconds
Yeah,
ago, and went back to regen. He probably has a maelstrom for himself as well. I'm not quite sure what item
yeah,
he
yeah.
opted
Pango has
for.
Maelstrom. Yeah, Pango has Maelstrom. He's going for a
So they
blink
have
now.
double maelstroms on the Dire team. Uh, I mean, if the maelstrom procs maybe twice from both the Pango and the Ember Spirit, it's probably an easy kill on the Disruptor.
Yeah, and there we go. Disruptor, easy kill happened. Ursa getting gone on as well, but he does get his enrage popped off. Lysila going on to the Ursa, but Ursa gets soul binded, and now Ursa's in a little bit of trouble. He can't really move around. There's a nice line stun onto 2 of them, but the epicenter coming out cleans up the life sealer. Now life sealer is dead this fight. 4 heroes alive for the Radiant. Invoker chasing, gets tornado, hits it onto the line, but there's no follow up, not just yet. Dire team posturing to fight again. There's the stun on the line onto the Viper, but the counter initiation stun from the Sand King onto the Invoker. Will it be enough? Not enough. Ember joins in, kills off the Viper, going onto the Sand King. Sand King's in trouble here. It gets Sandstorm off, but it's not going to be enough. They have a sentry down, and he does fall.
Yes, I do not know why the Radiant tried to overextend there. They could have happily backed off with the lifestealer kill and Disruptor
Ooh.
dying again.
Yeah, but
They do
Invoker
lose
does
the
get
game
a
stroke.
free kill. Yeah, he gets a free pick off onto the Grimstroke in the back line. So that was okay compensation. And for some, did they defend the bottom? I think they defended the bottom tower as well. They just opted to give
They
it up.
defended the bottom tower as well, but Disruptor died twice, like at the very start of the fight and like at the very end of the fight again. He respawned, he TP'd, he tried to glimpse someone out, but
Yeah, I mean that's just
he
the
died
support
again.
life, you
Like,
know.
yeah, now he just has to walk back to a lane, walk of shame. Like, why did I TP into
Yeah,
that? Why I knew they were there, and uh,
yeah,
the Dire mainly focusing on the triangle area. They're just farming. Ember Spirit way ahead. Lifestealer also way ahead. But Lifestealer did like die on that bot lane. That was a bit unnecessary, I'd say. But
yeah. I mean,
21 minutes
I think
in
that was just
Ember.
that was just a good play from the Sand King, just getting the stun epicenter off, nothing to cancel him. So
Yes,
the
and
Lifestealer did not really have any chance of
yeah,
survival there. Yeah,
21 minutes in, Ember Spirit already has a BKB. Invoker is also opting to get an Orchid. Senjan Yasha picked up from the Lifestealer. Skull Basher picks up for the Ursa.
yeah. We
And
see a
interesting
5-man
items.
smoke. Yeah, 5-man smoke into the Radiant jungle here. They might try to catch someone. They do find one hero there. They kill off the Sand King, but I don't think they'll find any more. The lanes are kind of pushed for the Dire team though, so they'll have to go back and push it out. So that might have not been the best smoke. Because usually you want
Yeah,
to smoke when all the lanes are pushed so you can get an objective off of the smoke. They might still be
yeah,
able to
but they
get it,
might.
but then they'll have to fight
Yeah.
a Sand King epi. Yeah.
Interestingly enough, Disruptor has queued up a Blink Dagger. I mean, it works if you can pull it off.
I don't know if you need one though this game.
Maybe he wants to probably blink into the Ember, try to catch the Ember. I think they're focusing a
No,
lot on the Ember this
yeah.
game because Viper is also going for an Orchid, Invoker also going for an
But
Orchid.
yeah, but then he has a
Uh,
BKB.
he has a BKB, yeah. So I think the moment he realized that Ember realized that they were going for Orchids, he quickly like queued up away from the Scepter and then quickly finished off his
Yeah.
BKB.
Yeah, and that's why I think this
And
Blink Dagger is not that good on the Disruptor.
yeah, but if he does manage to get a Philosopher's Stone, get some gold, and probably hopefully get maybe a Aghanim Scepter, but I don't think it's possible. Maybe until like
Yeah, it's a
35 minutes
decent
or
amount
40
of
minutes into the
hopium
game.
you're inhaling there. But yes.
But it
Uh,
could happen. Could work.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
We've
It
seen
could, it
games
could.
like that. We're like, come on, Team Spirit came back from a very hard game.
Yeah, that's
uh,
true. That's
like
true.
the tournament was in
Yeah.
line, but they still, they didn't give up. They just came back, hopefully, and they won the international.
No, of course, of course. I'm
Credits,
just saying this.
credits.
I think if Disruptor got like because I think what's gonna like really kill him most of the time is this Pango roll or Ember Slide or any of this damage. So like a force staff to position yourself better might be better than a Blink Dagger. I feel like even a Glimmer
Yeah,
Cape might be
Arcane
better
Rune.
this game.
Yeah, Arcane Rune, double damage, Ember Spirit. Goodness gracious, the smoked, five-man
Oh,
smoked, running
Ursa,
into
they
the
see
Ursa.
the Ursa. They have the blink. Hex is there as well as the stun. Ursa does not get enrage off, and he does go down immediately. Very nice kill from the Dire team. They can turn this into Roshan or take mid. They're going on to the Sand King here, I think. They put down a sentry, but he's already out. We see the epicenter being charged up, going onto the Viper, but the BKB on the Ember completely ignores the epicenter, and the Viper just goes down as well as the Sand King. He's trying to fight a little bit more, but it's not going to be enough. Even with the Essence Ring, he does fall. Meanwhile, the Glimpse back. Is it going to save him? No. Is it gonna? If this Ice Wall going to save this Invoker here? It looks good, but the Lion blinks stun onto the Invoker. Takes him out. Meanwhile, they're going to go into the T3s as well. Going to take down the Disruptor too. A triple kill for the Ember Spirit with the DD rune.
I mean, he had an Arcane Rune as well at the start of the fight. And this time around, they immediately placed the ward on the high ground. So they saw the Ursa,
Yeah.
Lion was able to get the jump into the immediate Hex. He can rage, he couldn't do anything. He just, had to accept his fate and just, die.
Yeah.
Pangolier pinging out the Ursa on the top lane. They're all gathering
Oh.
around the Ursa. They might get the Ursa. If Ursa dies here, I think it's a huge loss for them. Dying 2 times in a row, I think they are going to get him, probably.
Alright, does he get a return kill here onto the Pango? There's gonna be a Hex and there's gonna be a follow-up stun as well. There's gonna be silence onto the Ursa as well. Is he gonna go down? Meanwhile, Ember jumps in with the Inkswell, getting a 3-man stun there, taking out Disruptor and Ursa. Viper's also in a lot of trouble here. He's gonna go down to the Lifestealer, and that's gonna be a nice fight from the Dire team. Invoker does get a return kill onto the Lifestealer, but it's to no avail. They do get the tower here, and
They do get the tower.
Dire team is
And
very
Ursa
happy with
dies
this.
again.
Yeah.
Ursa dies again, and I think that's very costly for Radiant.
Yeah, Royal
Invoker does
Patriots in
manage
a
to
lot of
somehow,
trouble here.
yeah, Invoker does somehow manage to place an ice wall and orchid out the life stealer. He was running towards the creep,
Yeah.
but he didn't have infest anyways. I feel as if this life stealer is using the infest a bit early in these fights. He would be actually invincible if he can, hold it and be patient with the infest.
Yeah, I think it was orchided anyway, right? I think it was dead anyway.
Yeah.
But
But I
yeah,
think he
I mean, yeah,
misclicked
you're right
too
about
on the top
the
lane.
yeah.
He
I mean,
misclicked
anyway,
in the
the
top
lifesteal
lane
is
too.
dead. Yeah, I mean, the Iceland's death isn't really worth it anyway. Like, I mean, I'm not well, not that it's not worth it, just that it's not that big of a factor right now because, as you can see, Lifesteal is gonna scale no matter what in this game. It's
Yeah.
just a Radiant team that has to uh, keep the pressure up and try to get these high impact kills onto this Ember. And I think the only way they can really do that is if they chain stun him to death right now before he pops the BKB.
There's a smoke coming out from Royal Patriots here. A smoke immediately broken by the Lion. Oh, the Ursa blinks back. Was that a misclick or something?
Yeah, probably a double blink, click on the blink. Now the Dire knows this and they want to go in here. We see the blink from the Lion going in, trying to go onto Disruptor, and Disruptor does fall here. And the Ember Spirit going onto all of them, Soulbind as well. He's just running around them, killing them all. Meanwhile, on the backline, the Sand King does get a kill onto the Pangolier with the Epicenter, but the Ember Spirit cleaning up the Radiant team's backline. They're going to try and find the last person here, but I don't think there's anyone there. Invoker just runs back and he's out.
Yeah, and Sand King's TP is out too. I mean, what
That was
Radiant
a
Royal
very.
Patriots tried to
No, go on, go on.
go ahead, Abdul. No, what Royal
Uh,
Patriots tried to do was correct because they have to take the fight to the Dire team because they are already ahead. If they can, fight them, kill them off, get a good, decent team fight, manage to get this, Ember kill maybe, they might have a chance to come back in this game. They have to start the fights. If the VD starts the fight, it's anyways gonna end up in VD's favor because they have a lot of damage output coming out from these Ember, Lifestealer, Pangolier, Lionfinger, Grimstroke. They have a lot of control. Uh, the only way for Royal Patriots to win this game is probably would be to win a huge team fight.
like this right here, the Roche fight. Unfortunately, they don't have Static Storm or Epicenter though. So even if they knew
They don't
about this,
have.
I think it would be a very hard decision to go here.
Yeah, if they can just static storm into epicenter, another toxin maybe at the end, very end, like they could actually pull off the bombo combo, but it'll take a lot of effort and a lot of patience and a lot of good positioning from all the players at Royal
And
Patriots.
also, it needs a lot of bad positioning from the Dire team, I think.
Yeah,
More than anything.
that's
Oh,
true.
Ember Spirit going in with the Agnum Scepter, trying to go on to both of them, but the Orchid on Invoker holds in there for a time. He uses the pops the BKB, tries to go in onto them, but he doesn't really have that much backup. The Searing Chains onto the Viper, but the Ursa jumps in with the Alacrity, trying to kill off the Ember, and Ember goes down without BKB. Ember might go down a second time here. Do they have the lockdown for him? There's the Static Storm, and Ember is just gonna get bashed up, and he's gonna die here so fast.
I think he was feeling himself there. He was obviously hoping to
Oh, see the Hex onto the
probably.
Sand King. Will the Sand King be able to catch more here? He has Blink Dagger in a bit. Will they try to catch Ursa going onto the Grimstroke? There's a Diffusal Blade as well. He's trying to TP out. Will the Bash be enough? Oh, with the Glim Cape. Ursa
Glimmer
didn't
Cape
have
TP
any
out.
detection. So Grimstroke does manage to get out. Sand King still chasing. There's the Cold Snap onto the Lion. Tornado missing. Lion still has a stun. Will he be able to get back here? He does manage to walk away.
Yeah, and that is AG's wasted as well. Uh, but I mean, you can't blame him. He's too far away. But
I mean, I think he
using
was just over aggressive there for sure, right? Like
over
he could have
aggressive there for
waited for
sure.
his
Yeah,
team. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but maybe he could have popped his BKB after the AGs. He was holding the double damage for after the AGs, but he popped the BKB so that hoping his teammates would get close, but he's too fast with the Aghanim Scepter. He can just go around.
I think he just didn't
However,
expect the enemy team to all be there, but that was
yeah,
next to a T3 tower, so I don't know what you're expecting. You have like really bad expectations if you're not expecting the team to TP, right? Not really that good of a play there by the Ember. But I
I
think
think they
man,
might.
I think he thought when he had Aghanim Scepter he's sort of invincible, so he just went in.
Yeah. Oh, he did pop the double damage rune as well
Yeah.
as soon as his ages ran out. Okay,
Oh,
they're
and
going
then
on the
they're going
Viper
on to the
here.
Viper here with the Lifestealer. Viper's gonna go down here. Very easy kill. There's gonna be a counter stun from the Sand King. Epicenter being charged up, but stops it. Doesn't think there's gonna be a fight. Viper dying at the start of the fight is always really bad for the Radiant team. I don't think they want to fight. Oh, but they go in immediately, taking down the line here. Soulbind onto Ursa and Sand King. They're walking together, so for now it looks okay. But the Pango roll is there, and there's gonna be a stun from the Inkswell Ember Spirit going onto the Ursa. Ursa gets the pop enraged there, but Sand King goes down before Epicenter. Disruptor goes down to the Ember Spirit. Ursa goes down as well. Gonna be a double kill for the Lifestealer. Invoker's the only one managing to get out there. I think that was a bit too hasty from the Radiant team after they got the Lion kill.
Yeah. But and I think the Sanking and the Ursa weren't in the same page. Sanking tried to walk towards the high ground, and the Ursa tried to walk towards the neutral camp.
Yeah, I think it was
I
really
think
good play
that's
coming out from the Dire team though to capitalize on that
yeah,
overextension by the Royal Patriots there. Just knowing that we can take this fight so easily 5v4. Yeah, I mean
yeah,
4v4. Sorry.
yeah. But Disruptor did manage to blink and use the static storm, but unfortunately the Pango was already in the roll up, and Ember already had a
Yeah.
BKB, so they just popped it, and he did manage to get a 3-man static storm, but it didn't do anything in that team fight. So I guess now it's pretty much a one-sided game for VD. I guess 17k net worth lead as well. Another Arcane Rune for Ember. How lucky is he in this game?
He's honestly so lucky.
Arcane,
He's getting
yeah,
DDs,
Arcane Runes and
Arcane
double
runes
damages
the
every game.
entire
It's like
game.
entire
Every
game.
time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's crazy, crazy how much those runes can do for an Ember Spirit, you know?
Yeah, especially a
And
very
they're
farmed
looking
Ember Spirit
like
as well.
Radiant team is setting up bottom a little bit. There's a smoke on the Sand King, Disruptor, and the Viper. They do have vision of the Grimstroke. They go onto the Grimstroke. The Sunstrike is there as well. And there's the Lotus. So there's no follow-up stun from the Lion here. And Ember Spirit doesn't look to be too close. There's going to be a Soulbind onto the Invoker and the Viper. But is that going to be enough? Oh, the nice stroke of Fate doing so much damage here. As well as the Pango rolling in just to clean up everyone here. Lion does go down to the Viper, but that's all that's going to go down here. Everyone else falling on the side of Royal Patriots. A triple kill for the Ember Spirit.
And Grimstroke did manage to live.
Yeah.
I thought he would have gone down with that tornado. He did not. However, probably he might have had a raindrop in his
No, he had
inventory to
Glimmer
keep him
Cape,
alive.
so he had Glimmer Cape, so he just survived all the magic damage.
Yeah, Lifestealer is I think too fat right now. He has Eye of Skadi, Basher, Sanjanyasha, Armlet. There's a lot of status resistance,
Yeah.
so
He
I
doesn't have
think it's
Satanic,
quite
which I
hard.
really
He
expected
does
him to
not.
get, but
Yeah,
yeah. He needs the Satanic against the Orchid, right? Like, he needs it. Nothing else is there to
he needs
dispel
it, but
the Orchid, yeah.
Ember
Oh, they're
Spirit
going in
jumping
onto the
again on the
Disruptor
disruptor.
behind the T4s. Oh, unfortunate.
I think it's just Stomp.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
kind of a. I mean, at this point, yeah, they had multiple chances on Royal Patriots to come back in this game, but the team fights just always went into VD's favor. The always initiations were really good by the line. I think the line played really well, as well as this Ember following up onto the
yeah,
soul binds from Grimstroke, and it felt
yeah.
like a
Even
really
though
well put together team.
even though the Blink Dagger was a bit late on the line, I think they did manage to
Yeah,
uh,
and there's
keep
the
the
Orchid onto
players.
the Lifestealer. I mean,
They
that's
do
that's
manage to
just
get the
what's gonna
life
happen
stealer.
if you don't get Satanic off. And there we go, the BKB on the Viper trying to do something, but not gonna be enough. Buyback on the Sand King, try to get this epicenter up. Pangaro's gonna go off here. Not it's and he is gonna fall. So nice buyback from the Sand King. There's Ember Spirit is gonna be tornadoed up for used up for a second. There's gonna be Static Storm, but he's gonna be able to get out with the Remnant. Oh, he Remnant's back into the base, and he's gonna fall for that. I think he clicked on the wrong Remnant there.
No, I think he got glimpsed. Yeah, he did get glimpsed.
He got glimpsed?
He
Okay,
got
okay.
he got glimpsed at the very last moment. He got glimpsed.
Right. Okay, okay.
Win
I thought he
probability
just remnant.
Guardian.
I thought he just clicked on the wrong remnant or something.
Yeah, win probability 99% on VD, 1% on Royal Patriots, but they still have 1%. There's nothing to worry about.
Nothing to
Comebacks
worry
do
about.
happen.
Nothing to worry about. Yeah.
Nothing to worry about. There's another DD spawn in the bot lane. They did manage to get 3 of their cores, so I think that's a very decent yet expensive fight for Radiant with the Sand King buyback.
Yeah, the Royal Patriots. I mean, it wasn't super expensive. Like Sand King buyback is whatever, right? Like it's just Sand King. He uses
Yeah,
epicenter stun, and that's kind of it with Sandstorm, right? So
yeah,
as
but the
long as he
double
gets
orchid,
that off in the next team fight, it's
yeah,
gonna be fine.
he, the double orchid did do a bit dirty on the life stealer. He did
Yeah,
not expect to get bursted down like that, I guess.
yeah, for
But
sure, for
as you've
sure.
mentioned, if he had Satanic there, he would have just dispelled it with the Satanic and probably
Yeah,
could
yeah,
have.
it would have been fine. Yeah,
I don't know
I
them.
think he just
Yeah,
turned a little bit greedy with his item build, but they are in
yeah.
the lead.
And Invoker does. Sorry, Pangolier does have a Windvoker as well, so he can always save some person who's caught in the static storm, I guess.
Yeah, I
There's
mean
just
it's good
5-man
even with
smoke
roll,
coming.
right? You can move around in roll.
Yeah,
It's
there's a
good.
5-man smoke coming out from Royal Patriots. I think the last team fight coming out from them, hopefully.
Oh,
Oh,
the stun
immediate
misses,
rage
but
coming
there's
out
gonna
from
be
the
the
life
bash
stealer.
from the Ursa. Infest is there, but the Infest goes away. The rage is gonna wear off. There's gonna be a glimpse back into the entire team here. The Orchid as well. Lifestealer's in a lot of trouble. The stun from the Sand King to follow him up. Cold snap, and he is gonna fall. Oh, the fight has actually gone forward even more. BKB from Viper and Invoker is going to be used. Ember going in. Now the BKBs have worn off. Bash from the Ursa onto the Ember. Ember's in a little bit of trouble, but he does get the Remnant out. And Viper trying to look to go back in again with the DD onto the line, and he does get the line kill. They're going to try and go for more here. Invoker looking for more. Will he be able to catch anything? Ember Spirit, he gets out. Grimstroke. Oh, the lion going in again with the finger, but the Ursa was enraged. He does manage to go down here. Tornado onto the Ember Spirit. Ember Spirit going in with the shackles as well onto the Invoker, but the Invoker trying to kill off the lion. Lion does not. Oh, he does die to the Orchid. I thought he would actually survive with the Glimmer Cape.
He did die. That was a dieback coming out from Lion. But uh, I'd say the fight would still be in favor of VD. Even though they had the
Yeah,
DD on the Viper and everything. They just don't have enough lockdown, I guess.
no, it's.
Even to kill off
I think like they tried to go on Ember, which was correct, and with the bash and everything. But I think Sand King's stun was on cooldown, but they couldn't kill off the Ember there. If they killed off the Ember there, it would have been a very different fight, I think.
But as I mentioned earlier, if the Radiant Royal Patriots do start the team fight, there is some hope if they can pull off all of their combos properly. There is some of, but it took a lot of time for them to get rid of the life stealer. So the Ember Spirit, Pangolier, Lion, Grimstroke, they all were able to rotate into that fight and still end up winning the team fight. They're going for the second
and
rush.
getting
Hopefully,
getting this Aegis is a big deal also. If Ember gets this Roshan, then it's so hard to kill him twice. It's almost impossible to
yeah,
kill him twice.
yeah, and another Arcane Rune on him. It's just Gaben loves him.
Oh, yeah, Gaben does love
It's
him.
just
That is true.
Arcane Runes and Arcane Runes forever.
Oh, and Ursa jumps in, goes with the Sunstrike onto the Lifestealer and Orchid as well. Lifestealer looks like he's gonna fall immediately. Soulbind is gonna be used onto both the Lifestealer. The Sand King as well as the Ursa. But the BKB popped by the Ursa, trying to go onto the Pangolier. They're just gonna get kited. The finger coming onto the Invoker. Invoker going down, and the Pango roll going in, trying to kill off a few people. And Ember coming in to clean up in the end here. I don't think he's gonna fall once, but with the Aegis revive, he might be able to clean up here, but it does look pretty dire for the dire team if they don't help this Ember Spirit. There we go, the Stroke of Fate, as well as the Lion coming in to help clean up here, and that's gonna be enough. Ember gonna go onto the last hero here, killing off the disruptor. Sorry, the Sand King. Oh, I thought the Sand King would go down there. There we go. In the end, the Sleight of Fist to finish off the Sand King. Viper buyback as well. Not able to connect with the rest of the team there. Disruptor as well buyback. We'll have to wait and see if they managed, if they want to push high ground or not with almost no HP.
That was also a very interesting fight coming out from Royal Patriots. They
Yeah.
almost won the team fight. Almost. They were quite low on Lion, Ember Spirit, and everything. I think Ursa is getting a bit too kited in this team fights. But
Yeah.
Viper did stand his ground and deal a lot of damage in the team fight, I'd say, with the Nether Toxin. He just, stood in on top of the Nether Toxin, right clicking away. Ember Spirit almost died. I think he survived in what, like 2 HP, 3 HP or something. But eventually it comes out to a 28k net worth lead for VD.
Yeah, and I feel
I
like
mean,
Royal Patriots is a bit too late. Like they know they have to start the team fights, and they're doing it, but it's
yeah,
too late now. They should have done this at the start of the
they should
game,
have
and
done
then it would
this
have
at the
been
start of the game.
yeah.
Exactly. They could have let the Ursa, just farm, and the rest of the four just gank and kill. Like they don't even have to gank. Just
Lifestealer,
let their
right? They
pick
could have
off.
ganked either Lifestealer or
Yeah,
Ember with just Blink Sand
yeah,
King. Blink Sand King into Static Storm is a kill, right?
yes. I think they figured it out a bit late into the game, but they are trying
Yeah,
to do it.
but
So I think hats off to them for that. And even in the team fights, they've tried to initiate. They tend to overextend a bit. As soon as they get the kill on the life stealer, if they could, just back off a bit, reset, and then go back into the team fight, I think that would help them a lot as well. They try to overextend or get caught on Grimstroke, Soulbind, Pango roll up, and everything, and they just take the fight a bit too long, I'd say. And another double damage rune for the Ember. What a lucky day! What a lucky
what
day!
a lucky day. He just
Probably people are
expects
like,
it now. He just
yeah,
expects it now. He's like, "Where's my double damage rune or arcane rune?" He's just looking for it.
Ember, pretty huge at the moment. Grimstroke as well. I told you Grimstroke 40 minutes into the game he's does have that Aghanim Scepter completed. Lion with the level 20 mana drain restores Elise. I think that is one of the spells that talents that no one picks these days. But I'd say
Yeah.
it's a pretty cool talent for a very mana dependent. If they have a mana dependent course, Aghanim Scepter on the Grimstroke as well as I mentioned before. There's another smoke up coming out from Radiant.
Orisa trying to go into the Lifestealer here. Does manage to get the jump off. Goes onto the Lifestealer. Is it going to be enough here? The Meteor as well. Lifestealer is going to go down. Ember Spirit jumps in with the DD trying to go. But all of them have their BKBs popped. Ember's not going to be able to do anything but kites the BKBs. Now Lion is going to get gone on. And he is going to fall to this epicenter damage here in the back line. Meanwhile, the Radiant team is going to get kited a little bit by this Pango ult. And Pango does manage to get back. But this Ember Spirit wants to go in here with the DD. Gets another slide and gets out. And now you can see, as soon as they start killing this lifestealer off at the start of the fight, it's very hard for the Dire team to take these fights.
Yeah, they do need the Aegis, I think, and even the second Aegis fight, I think they it didn't go as planned for VD.
Mm-hmm.
They obviously Royal Patriots obviously had the superior vision and they did manage to jump. See, as I mentioned, 98% win probability now for VD, and that 1% has changed to 2%. So if they keep winning team fights like this, they might have a chance to come back.
Yeah, honestly, like this life stealer getting caught out multiple times is not helping them either. Maybe they have to start making someone else push out the lanes instead of the life stealer.
Yeah, and the
Because the
game
life stealer
gets
keeps getting caught out. Yeah.
yeah, and the game is actually quite hard as well because Disruptor almost has his scepter, so
Hmm.
no BKB for you inside the
Yeah.
static
No.
storm. So it's gonna be tough if they lose another maybe couple of team fights. I think it's gonna be really tough for VD to capitalize on their lead in this game.
Honestly, yeah, it looks very difficult for them to capitalize if they keep playing like this. I think they have to start making sure they have the vision around these fights, the first and foremost thing. So Lion can jump initiate on anyone. Oh, there we go. Lion initiating on someone here and gets the kill onto the Invoker immediately. Ember Spirit going in, trying to go onto the Ursa. There's the Yules onto the Ursa. Ursa, BKB popped and Soulbind onto the Ursa, but the Abyssal from the Life Sealer allows him to kite him, keep him in place for now. There's the open wounds as well onto the Ursa. The Soulbind finally attaches, but it finishes. Viper, BKB's up, goes in. But the Ursa already falls. It's gonna be hard for them to fight into. But the amazing Static Storm into Epicenter combo takes down the Life Stealer as well as the Pango here. There's gonna be a buyback from the Pango. They're trying to go in onto the rest of them. Viper manages to go down. There's gonna be the mana drain into the stun onto the Disruptor. Disruptor falls. There we go. The Grimstroke inswell onto himself and goes onto the Sand King. And the Sand King does get fingered to death here. Invoker on the backline. He can't really show himself. He doesn't have buyback. There's gonna be a buyback from the Sand King. Everyone else has bought back. There's gonna be a roll from the Pango trying to go into the Sand King here. Catches the Sand King. Sand King's gonna fall. And meanwhile, Invoker going into the Grimstroke. They do manage to get the Grimstroke, but I think your base is gonna fall here. Unfortunately, there we go. Invoker, Tornado onto the Ember Spirit, removing the Flame Guard. But I don't think that's gonna be enough. The Invoker does fall, and looks like GG is called. And that's gonna be it, everyone. Royal Patriots lose against Vicious and Delicious. It was a very nice game from both teams. I think Royal Patriots had a really good chance to come back into that game. Even with that last fight, it looked really good. But in the end, your winners are Vicious and Delicious, going straight into the finals. And yeah, what do you have to say about that game, Sanjay?
It was a very interesting game actually. As soon as TI ended, I was hoping to see a lot of heroes like Magnus, Bane, and heroes Avoid Spirit, heroes like that. But they just pick their heroes. They try to play the game, and what I would have liked to see was Royal Patriots trying to uh, make sure to fight a bit early in the game, but they figured it out a bit late into the game. It was too late by then.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
Yeah.
if they did manage to pick it up and make sure to read it earlier, they could have given a very interesting fight for Vicious and Delicious. It would have been very hard
Yeah, I
for them.
honestly think the game would have been a lot more uh, I think a lot more Royal Patriots favored if they did just manage to, start the fights, at a little bit in the mid
Yeah,
game. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case, and VD did play really well too that game. Little bit iffy going into the late game, but their early game was superb. They played very well. A lot of very well coordinated smoke gangs, good Roche timings, and I think in the end they did. Of course, they deserved the win. They played really well. And yeah, that's gonna be your finalists for the Sri Lankan Esports Nationals. And just before we go, a quick shout out to all our sponsors. Our main sponsor, Dialogue, who has stepped in to support the Sri Lanka Esports Association and the national esports teams. Dialogue provides connectivity for the nation, 4G and now 5G. So it's really good. Everyone loves it. We're all very happy that we can improve our ping. Sri Lanka, being a little bit far away from
yeah,
some of the nations, helping us with our connectivity, helping us gamers, so much. And also, Dialogue is always there. They've been helping us power some of Sri Lanka's biggest gaming projects these days. So a big shout out to Dialogue. And of course, we also have ASUS Republic of Gamers. ASUS is a sub brand dedicated to creating the world's best gaming hardware and software, has been unveiled as the official gaming laptop partner of the national esports team of Sri Lanka. ROG has made available high-end gaming laptops to the Sri Lankan market, which include the Zephyrus G14, the gaming notebook, Zephyrus Duo 15 SE, the Strix Scar 15, and ROG Flow X13. So, guys, big shout out to our official gaming laptop that's gonna be with us even when we go to Singapore in December from the 17th to 19th December 2021 in Singapore. So everyone, be very excited for that. That's gonna be very exciting to see our Sri Lankan, colleagues go to the international stage and start playing for us. That's going to be very exciting. And just a quick talk about what's really happening. So this is the national esports, the nationals organized for the World Connected series of the Global Esports Federation. The World Connected series is inspired by the Global Esports Federation values: equality, fair play, diversity, inclusion, and innovation. So the GEF is making their first ever global esports games on the 17th to 19th of December in Singapore, which the teams are qualifying for. So make sure to tune into that when it's out. And yeah, that's gonna be it from us today on HSW. It was the nice game
Yeah,
for the semifinals,
it
and we'll
was a
be
nice
looking
game.
forward to the finals. Yeah, for the finals coming in a few days. Right. So that's
Okay,
gonna be it from us, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you later.
we'll see you later, guys.